All right, all right. Well, we're going to do another little thing out of the Carmine's book. Carmine's. We're going to do stuffed mushrooms. Now, these stuffed mushrooms, the recipe calls for 14 mushrooms. The package I bought only had 9, so that's all I've got. But that's okay. It calls for green pepper, sausage meat, garlic, the Carmine's breadcrumbs, some vinegar peppers, chicken stock, and some Romano cheese. So I'm going to first make the filling. And after I make the filling, that's got to cool. Then we're going to stuff those mushrooms with the filling and then bake them. It's going to be awesome. All right, so let me get prepped here and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so these are the stems. Now, I'm telling you, I'm deviating from the recipe a little bit because the recipe calls for 14 mushrooms, but then you're supposed to chop up 4 of them, leaving 10 of your best. I only have 9 mushrooms, so I'm just chopping up the stems. And you see, I'm not going to chop them super fine. I'm not making like a duxelle. I'm just chopping them about to that degree of fineness because when I cook them, they're going to shrink anyhow. And again, I'm not making duxelles like for a beef Wellington. So that's it. I'm going to now chop up the green pepper same way. I'm going to make it nice and small. And then we're going to get that all sauteed. Okay, so here's my green pepper. You know, fairly finely chopped, right? It's not going to be like a powder, you know. It's not going to be super tiny minced, but you know, it's pretty well chopped. Okay, so I think that's everything I need. I'm going to add that now to my mushrooms plate, and we're going to start sauteing. Right, we're going to saute the sausage meat, and then when that gets a little bit brown, we're going to add these peppers and mushrooms and garlic to it. And then we're going to add the breadcrumbs and the stock. And then finally we're going to add some chopped up vinegar peppers. And that's going to make the filling. Okay, so let's get that heat about there. Put a little bit of olive oil. Let that olive oil warm up a bit. And we're going to add in our sausage. And I'm going to break up that sausage and get it to brown. And again, I said I'm deviating from the recipe a bit because I don't have as many mushrooms. I added a little bit more sausage than they call for. I added a little bit less green pepper than they call for. But it's pretty much, you know, it's pretty much the recipe. I'm not deviating that much. Just a little bit. All right, let that start to saute. Okay, so there's my sausage all broken up. Now I'm going to throw in the chopped up mushroom and chopped up pepper. And the garlic. Okay, we'll get that sauteed. I want to wait for the mushrooms to release all their liquid, and then I want that liquid to evaporate. That's going to concentrate the flavors. Oops, this pepper fell out. So that's that. Smells good in here. Wish you could smell it. Okay, I just added the breadcrumbs, and now I'm going to add the stock, a cup of stock. And I'm going to stir that up. And those breadcrumbs should absorb that stock. Should make like a paste, right? I'm going to reduce that a little bit. Right. I'm going to cook it a little bit just to reduce it. And then I'm going to add the cheese. Okay, here we go. 1, 2 tablespoons of Romano. Let's stir that up. That's going to be a nice stuffing. And I'm going to taste it to see if it needs any salt. I'm guessing it's not going to need any salt at all. I'm going to taste it when it cools a little bit, just to verify that it doesn't need any salt. Lower that flame a little bit. Okay, final step. I didn't put a lot of vinegar peppers, but here they go. I chopped them up, and now I shut that flame off. And I'm going to stir that in, and I'm going to put this, right, you see I shut the flame off. There's no more heat. And now I have to let this mixture cool. So I'm going to put it on a plate and let it cool off. Okay, so I'm going to now just put this on a plate, because I'm going to spread it out on the plate and then put it in the fridge. First I'm going to let it cool to room temperature. Then I'm going to stick it in the fridge and let it cool completely. And then we're going to stuff those mushrooms. All right, let me go get my other spatula. Okay, so I only put 2 vinegar peppers in there because Leia doesn't like the spice. So it's got a little bit of heat, but not a lot. I chopped them up nice. I got the seeds out so that, you know, they're not too spicy. I did taste it. There's no salt needed in this, no salt at all. So once that cools, then I'll be able to stuff those mushrooms, and then we bake them at 400. So we'll get into it. Okay, so I'm going to deviate from the recipe a little bit more. So here's one of my mushroom caps, and I'm going to stuff it. Give it a little bit more, right? Okay, now watch what I'm going to do. It says to drizzle olive oil on top, but you know what? I'm going to take a tiny little bit of butter and just put it on top like that, because, you know, I'm evil. Now, I wonder if all these suckers are going to fit in here. Yes, they will. Oh, boy. Almost. Almost no. Aw. Ah, damn it. All right, well, you know what? I'll just put one on top just like that, because they're going to shrink a little bit anyhow. Okay, so let's do it. Okay. Oh, that looks so nice. Just heaping on top. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, baby. I understand now why Emerald says that all the time. It's hard to help it. Yeah, it is hard to help it. Ah, well, I might have a little bit of extra stuffing. I don't know. Let's go through this. Okay, so I got them all in there. Remember, they're going to shrink a little, so that one's going to slide down probably. I don't know. And I did manage to use all of the stuffing because I didn't want any left over. So yeah, I'm just going to put a little pat of butter. It said drizzle some olive oil, but you know what? I'm being evil. And I'm going to put butter. Okay, so there's a nice vegan dish for us. So now that goes in the oven at 400 degrees for 15 to 20 minutes. Okay. Here they are, stuffed mushrooms. Oh, I can't wait to taste these puppies. Check out those stuffed mushrooms. Now I'm a little bit surprised about how much liquid's in the bottom of that dish. We're going to figure that out.